Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Today we're diving deep into a story that's been etched in stone, both literally and in the annals of history. Imagine for a moment a world where the enigmatic scripts of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs remained undeciphered, their stories lost to time. It was the Rosetta Stone that shattered that barrier, acting as our lexicon and linking the past to our present, allowing us to listen to the whispers of the ancients. But the stone's tales aren't just about alphabets and translations. It's a grand narrative centering around a young king just 14 years old, and how the elites of the time sought to elevate him to divine status. This piece of history doesn't just recount events, it weaves a cult, a legend. As always, we're offering a fresh take on it. We've translated and modernized this tale, presenting it in a language relatable to our times, but without losing its rich essence. So, buckle up and journey with us as we traverse through time, uncovering the legacy of a teenage king and the stone that became the beacon of his eternal reign. But before we dive in, if you're enjoying our content and the unique perspectives we bring, consider supporting us on Patreon. Your support helps us delve deeper into histories, myths, and legends, bringing them alive for you. Let's embark on this adventure together. The Rosetta Stone, issued year 196 BC on behalf of King Ptolemy V. Upon the commencement of his reign, after the transfer of leadership from his esteemed father, the great architect of Egypt's prosperity and devout follower of the gods, the leader of the 30-year reign, akin to the renowned deity Hephaistos, and revered like the radiant sun, we acknowledge our leader descended from the lineage of the benefactor gods, Ptolemy, the eternal and esteemed, cherished by the divine Ptah and recognized as the god Epiphanes Eucharistos. As we marked the 9th year of his leadership, with Etos of Alexandria as our prophet and key religious figures including Berenike Euergetes, Arsinoe Philadelphos, and Irene in their respective roles, the esteemed council convened in Memphis for the significant festival, celebrating the transition of leadership to Ptolemy. On this momentous occasion, we present the following declaration. Considering the manifold contributions of King Ptolemy, the eternal and beloved by Ptah, the god Epiphanes Eucharistos, and his lineage from the noble King Ptolemy and Queen Arsinoe, it's imperative to acknowledge the benefits he has bestowed upon our religious institutions, the populace, and the entire domain under his governance. With the benevolence befitting a deity of his stature, in the vein of Horus, who vindicated his father Osiris, he demonstrated his unwavering piety. Through his commendable efforts, he allocated significant silver and grain revenues to our temples, spearheading numerous initiatives to elevate Egypt and fortify our sacred establishments. His personal investments have uplifted all citizens, bringing forth unparalleled prosperity. In a generous act, he has waived certain debts, alleviated various taxes, and even pardoned those long incarcerated or under long-standing accusations, demonstrating his commitment to the well-being of his people. We stand in unison, expressing our deepest gratitude and veneration for his unparalleled leadership and magnanimity. King Ptolemy, in his dedication to the prosperity of the temples and their consistent contributions, has mandated that these institutions receive both grain and monetary benefits annually. He upheld the customary allocations from the vineyards, gardens, and other properties dedicated to the deities as established during his father's reign. He instated regulations ensuring that priests would not bear excessive initiation fees beyond those previously set. His royal decree exempted temple state members, traditionally journeying to Alexandria, from annual duties. Additionally, he reduced the temple conscriptions of linen to the royal treasury by a notable 2/3. King Ptolemy, in a pursuit of justice reminiscent of the revered Hermes, revitalized traditions, ensuring rightful contributions to the deities. He reinstated order, restoring properties previously confiscated, and demonstrated magnanimity by permitting those who had abstained from military duties or had taken rebellious actions during challenging periods to retain their assets. Acknowledging external threats, King Ptolemy dedicated significant resources to safeguard Egypt, deploying both naval and infantry forces against adversaries. His strategic prowess was evident during the Lycopolis situation in the Bizerite region. This fortified city, a stronghold for rebels who committed atrocities against Egyptian sanctums and civilians, was a formidable challenge. Yet as the Nile's waters rose in his 8th year, King Ptolemy astutely fortified river mouths, allocated substantial funds, and stationed defensive troops. Within a brief span, he successfully reclaimed the city, reminiscent of the victories achieved by Horus in times of yore. Furthermore, King Ptolemy's commitment to justice and order was evident when he addressed those who had previously defied his father's reign. Upon his arrival in Memphis, as part of his coronation rites, he ensured appropriate retributions were administered. In a final act of generosity, King Ptolemy relieved the debts accrued by temples to the royal treasury until his 8th year, a substantial amount in both grain and currency. In his continued magnanimity, King Ptolemy has eased the financial burdens of our temples, notably for the raw linen duties intended for the royal treasury. This extends to various types of linens, including those allocated for inspection, up until the present. The revered king graciously reduced the grain assessments on the temple lands, and similarly relieved the duties on vineyard produce. His generosity also extended to apis, menavis, and other sacred animals of our nation, surpassing the provisions of previous monarchs. The king has exhibited an unwavering commitment, offering exceptional burial provisions, ensuring elaborate celebrations, and upholding traditional rites for these divine creatures. His respect for our religious heritage is further exemplified by his enhancement of the Apis temple with opulent contributions. His reign saw the establishment of new temples, altars, and revered statues, infusing them with valuable materials. His dedication to these divine sanctuaries ensured their rightful restoration and refurbishment. It is evident that the gods reciprocate his devotion, bestowing upon him health, success, and all prosperities, securing his lineage for perpetuity. Recognizing these immense contributions, the Council of Priests from all temples across the land deemed it appropriate to amplify the honors bestowed upon King Ptolemy, beloved by Ptah, the manifest and gracious deity. In gratitude, they resolved to erect statues in each temple, placing them prominently alongside the principal deity, thereby symbolizing the king as Ptolemy, the defender of Egypt. These statues, sculpted in the traditional Egyptian style, will receive the same revered rituals and adornments as the other gods during significant festivals. Furthermore, in each temple, a golden shrine dedicated to King Ptolemy will be established. These shrines, positioned alongside others, will prominently feature during major processions. To underscore their significance, 10 golden crowns, symbolic of the king's achievements, will be affixed to the shrine, with the addition of a symbolic shield, mirroring the other decorated crowns. King Ptolemy, in his symbolic gesture, donned the Shent crown during his inaugural visit to the temple in Memphis, marking his ascent to the throne. This significant event will be commemorated by placing 2 golden amulets, representing protection, prominently amidst the crowns. Each amulet will be inscribed with a testament to the king's unification of Upper and Lower Egypt. Of note, the 30th day of Mesor, celebrating the king's birth, and the 17th of Phaophi, commemorating his inheritance of the throne from his father, have been declared special holidays. Recognizing the prosperity and blessings they symbolize, these days will be observed as grand festivals across all temples in Egypt every month. Traditional sacrifices, libations, and other rites will be performed akin to other major celebrations, including offerings made to the residing deities. Additionally, in honor of the beloved King Ptolemy, acknowledged as God manifest and gracious, an annual festival will span 5 days, starting from the new moon of Thoth. During this period, participants will be encouraged to crown themselves and engage in ceremonial rituals, including sacrifices and libations. We emphasize that the names of all priests, serving the deity, God manifest and gracious, and other gods, be registered in official records and engraved on their ceremonial rings, denoting their esteemed roles. Private individuals are equally encouraged to celebrate this significant festival. They are also granted permission to establish the aforementioned shrine in their premises and to observe the traditional rites during these monthly and yearly celebrations. Through such inclusive measures, it will be evident that all of Egypt collectively amplifies and pays homage to our revered King Ptolemy, in line with our time-honored customs. For posterity, this decree shall be inscribed on durable stone stelae. It shall be inscribed in both the sacred script, the local script, and in Greek letters. These stelae will be prominently placed in primary, secondary, and tertiary temples, adjacent to the statue of our everlasting king. And there we have it, the epic saga of a young king and the stone that echoed his legacy across millennia. It's stories like these that remind us of the richness of our past and the mysteries it holds. If you found this journey as intriguing as we did and would like to keep exploring more tales with us, a gentle nod to that like button would be greatly appreciated. And if you're keen on supporting our passion to unearth and share these timeless stories, we'd love for you to consider joining our Patreon community. Your support not only fuels our endeavor, but helps ensure that history, in all its captivating forms, continues to be told and retold. Thank you for journeying through time with us today. Until our next adventure, stay curious and keep exploring.